What's going on, everyone? So, Austin Reeves, he has to be better, right? Now, look, I don't want to get too on him, right? I'm not saying like, oh, he's a scrub, he's this, that, and the other, right? Look, if you're familiar with me, familiar with my channel, I am one of the first people that will criticize Austin Reeves. I was very critical on him earlier in the season, but I've given him a lot of praise recently, right? And rightfully so. He's been fantastic. But he was not in that Minnesota game. One of the things that I talked about, for us to actually realistically win a championship and go on an extended run, LeBron James and Luka Doncic need to be transcending. Austin Reeves needs to be great. Luka was transcending. LeBron, he was so-so. Austin Reeves was bad, right? Not worried about LeBron. I'm not even in the slightest, right? Austin Reeves, I do have a little concern, right? Because we've seen him have his struggles. We've seen him have poor playoff performances and poor playoff series and poor runs. And we just aren't good enough to weather that, right? Are the Lakers good enough to win a championship? Absolutely. But if they play their level of basketball, if they play Laker branded basketball, we have seen that they can beat anybody. When Austin Reeves is aggressive and cooking and doing his thing, it's the best version of the Lakers. Even when I was incredibly critical of Austin Reeves, right? What was my biggest criticism? His lack of aggression, right? Why is Austin Reeves always so good when LeBron and Anthony Davis missed out? Because he has to be aggressive. He knows like, hey, this is my time to be aggressive. Right? One of my big concerns when we went and traded for Luka was, is Austin Reeves going to be able to continue to be aggressive? And guess what we saw? We saw Austin Reeves, even with Luka, still be aggressive and actually was better along with Luka than he was before, right? Like Luka elevated Austin Reeves, which was great. And I even said that I thought Luka was really good for Austin Reeves because they do have a very similar play style, right? Obviously, Luka's Luka, but Austin Reeves, a lot of the same things that he likes to do, Luka likes to do, right? Create that dribble penetration, get in the teeth of defense, collapse, make the plays, right? Kind of take what the defense gives him, but also draw contact, finish through the contact, right? Kind of Luka light, right? So we've seen that Austin Reeves can be what we need him to be, even with Luka and LeBron. But there is that concern of like, if he doesn't, Lakers might be in some real trouble, right? Because you need Austin Reeves to be essentially the third best player on the court every night, right? Or at least 4 times a series. And the Lakers will win. The Lakers have a real chance of winning, right? But we saw like last year in the playoffs, he was not great. Shot 28% from three-point range, was just inconsistent, defensive liability, all of those things. And his emergence season, right? Memphis series was great. Warriors series, he was not. Warriors series, he had some real struggles, particularly the first few games. I mean, Clay was cooking Austin Reeves. Like, it was bad, right? And then Austin Reeves kind of figured some stuff out. And then he was actually good in that Denver series, right? So we've seen Austin Reeves struggle in a playoff series and, multiple playoff series. And we just can't afford it with this current version of the team, right? Again, this team is good enough to win, but they're not good enough to overcome all the obstacles that they'll have to overcome on a nightly basis on top of Austin Reeves being pedestrian. You're not going to be able to, right? Lakers need Austin Reeves to be great. I'm not saying he has to be the best player on the court every night. I'm not saying he has to go and average 30 in the playoffs. Nothing like that. But he needs to be consistent. And more than anything, he needs to be aggressive. Because, again, the best version of Austin Reeves is aggressive Austin Reeves, attacking closeouts, not settling. Austin Reeves forced like 3 threes, like just 4. I mean, they were terrible shots, right? Like 2 of them, he wasn't even set. Like there was still time on the shot clock. So it wasn't like one of those rush shots where like he had no choice. He had to kind of just get it up, right? Like there was a handful of shots, period, where you're just like, dude, like, why are you, what are those? Like, what are you doing? And it was just like but then you saw like that stretch in the third where he started knocking down some shots, started to gain some confidence a little bit. was aggressive, getting to the foul line, getting to the basket, shooting over the top. I mean, Austin Reeves had several just bunnies that he just missed, right? He's almost always knocking down. Right? He had a couple shots that were just wide open. That's usually that's butter for him, right? And he couldn't knock them down, right? And then also the defensive side of things, right? You start adding all that stuff up, and it's just like, Austin Reeves, you can't afford Austin Reeves not to be great. And if Austin Reeves has another dud, I think you're going to have to make the adjustment. I think you're going to end up having to, bring him off the bench or something like that, because you can't afford it. Like, if Lakers lose game 2 and Austin Reeves has another poor performance, or even if the Lakers win game 2 and Austin Reeves has another poor performance, I think it's something you start to think about, right? I'm not saying they have to necessarily, replace Reeves right away, but like, if you go down 2-1 in the series or something like that, I think if you go down 2-0, you definitely need to make a change. If you go down like 2-1 in the series, I think you, again, need to make a change. The last thing you want to do is go down 3-1 in the series, right? So, again, I don't think we're there yet. I want to be fair to Austin Reeves, because I think he has earned that, particularly the last 2-3 months. Guy has been fantastic, but there is this thought in the back of my mind of like, the Austin Reeves we saw in game 1, we've seen in the playoffs. Right? We've seen in the regular season. We've seen that inconsistent Austin Reeves, that kind of passive-aggressive Austin Reeves, that like indecisive Austin Reeves, that Austin Reeves that you don't know what Austin Reeves you're going to get tonight. And I'm hopeful it was just a game, right? Had a week off of rest. Saw Austin Reeves when he got hurt and he missed a week or whatever. It was like 3 games, right? You saw him come back and he had some struggles, right? He was a little inconsistent, right? And then it was like 2 games, 3 games, whatever, and then he was right back to being Reeves, and it was just great again. I even defended, like, hey, it's just a game, right? Bad games happen. I'm not worried about a bad game here and there. I don't really like it in the playoffs, but it's fine. Had a bad game, took the L, wipe your hands of it, throw it out, move on. It's fine, right? But we need Austin Reeves to, at least 4 times a series be great and be what we need from Austin Reeves. And that Austin Reeves is there. We've seen it. We know he can do it. And I'm very hopeful that this was just one of those games, right? Just got back from a week off. You were cruising and cooking and everything was going great. And, you're just like, yeah, right? Like, this is awesome, right? And then, you have to go and you step into a game after a week off and you have to immediately continue that rhythm. I get it. Okay, fine. No problems, right? Give them the pass on the first game. But now if it's game 2 and you only get 4 losses, right? And then that's it. You go home. Well, I guess 3 losses, because the 4th one you would go home. So you get 3 losses. Lakers already have 1. Lakers can't afford another 2, right? Lakers can't afford, at least until they get, ahead or caught up or whatever. Even then, you still can't really afford it. But point is like, if Austin Reeves has another poor performance 2 games in a row, I don't think you are in a position to where you can go, let's see if it happens a 3rd time or a 4th time. I think you need to immediately make that change. You can always go back if need be when he starts getting right, or in the next round, right? So if Austin Reeves has a poor game 2 and you you replace him with Jared Vanderbilt, right? You can always say you play a Houston team in the next round, right? You can always just make that swap back. Austin Reeves is back in the starter unit and go, okay, well, now you have a new series. You got some rhythm off the bench. You help the bench scoring, blah, blah, blah. And now you're back in business. Now we're ready to get back in business and you're back in the starting unit and let's try this again, You get the mole again, right? And you can do that. That's fine if you wanted to do that. But it's just, again, I want to be fair. I want to give Austin Reeves an opportunity. I don't think you make that adjustment or change yet. I think Austin Reeves has earned the benefit of the doubt that he'll get right. He'll be aggressive and kind of be the player you need him to be. Right? But I think that leash is a lot shorter than it would be otherwise. Because again, you're already behind the 8 ball and you drop another. Now it's just, eventually you dig too deep of a hole and you can't get out of it. And I don't want to see the Lakers dig themselves a hole that they can't get out of. But we need Austin Reeves. The better Austin Reeves is, the better the Lakers are. Right? I don't want to see Austin Reeves fail. I want to see Austin Reeves be the best version possible because that's going to make the Lakers the best version possible. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.